Sorry about that, we ran out of time on the one. That thing was full. So anyway, so we're going to round up the nose and try to even it out a little bit. Okay, and then what I do here is I kind of just take this edge off and I kind of bring the edge off all the way around the hat so it looks like it's tucking underneath a little bit. I don't like any sharp edges like this here. See the difference from one side to the other? You just want to take those sharp edges off. Okay, and it smooths it out a little bit. Go all the way around, do it all the way around. And if it's not deep enough, you just go underneath and just cut a little bit underneath again. You know, just to separate the two, just like so. Okay, you want to take those edges off. Alright, so after you get the nose done, I'm going to, give me a second here and let me look at this and straighten this out a little bit. A little difficult from so far away, of where I'm sitting to where I'm cutting it. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to just bring this down a little bit more. Alright. The next thing you want to do is, after you get the nose situated, right, you're going to cut underneath and round this off a little bit. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to figure out where the face is going to be. So, as you can see, I have a little bit of a smiley face on him, so we're going to do this. One, a little bit of a curve out, and two. Okay. And you can make this as long or as short as you want. I'm going to make this a little bit longer. Okay, just like so. Okay. Then I take my little V tool, and you can take a small one or a 3 or a 4.5 size, just like so. All right. And then you want to go right across and do the next one. There's a little bit difference here. I'm going to go ahead and do something a little different. So what I'm going to do is, after I do that, I recut right down along the side on either side. Alright, right there. Right up to the nose, and then I trim this off. Okay? And I trim this off over here. There should be a little bit of an edge there you should be able to round off when you do this, okay? And you kind of blend it this way in, okay? And then I round that off a little bit. You have to be mindful how your grain is running when you do that. Alright. So it's a little bit rounded. I'll clean it up a little bit more later. And I go back up here and I just do the corners of the mouth again a little bit. Right up to the cheeks there. And I trim off the bottom a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Just take that edge off a little bit. And that's how I do the face. Okay? Now the top of the hat is going to be done next. So what we want to do is just take your pencil and you're going to go all the way around. About the same depth all the way around. Okay, so you have your marking there, and what I do is I spray it up a little bit with my mixture. Okay. And I take my tool again, and you can do this, you can do it with a stop cut and cut on either side. If you don't have a V tool, that's fine. And I go in pretty deep, and I go all the way around. I always anchor my thumb on my piece. That way I don't have to worry about jamming my hand with it. And if you're not familiar how to use it, try on a practice piece. That's the best way to do it. Okay, so we have it like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to round off the bottom just a little bit more to make it look a little more rounded. Okay, what I do here too is I take my knife and I just go at the same angle at the bottom part of the V tool. See, I have that angled, and I just score it, or I put a little stop cut all the way around. There's two reasons I do this. One reason is because I'm going to make that cut a little bit deeper. But the second reason is because when I do that and I go to paint it later, there's a little bit of a cut there that sometimes the colors won't bleed into each other. So there's two reasons that I do that. And we all know how much carvers love to paint. But actually, we had a nativity class here last week. I had 3 people come, and I'll tell you, we had time to try one of these. So if we have a class here and we're done with our project, you're always welcome to do one of these if there's still time. So, like again, I want to get rid of that hard edge all the way around. Because if you round that off, it makes things look fluffy, makes it look smoother than leaving that sharp edge on it all the time. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. Okay, and right here, such a small little mount there that's red to the big tassel. Now I can cut that tassel back even more if I want to get a little bit more of a hat there. That's up to you, but I'm going to leave it that way right now. I'll clean it up a little bit more. Same thing here. You want to take that hard edge off from the V tool all the way around. Just take it off. There. Slice it off as carefully as you can. Try not to jab your tool in the hat when you're doing this. You know. Always use a push and pull method. Never none of this stuff where you're using your arm to make the cuts. And that's pretty well it. I'm going to show you really quickly how I do. I have a smaller V tool here. I do the hat. I start at the bottom, and I always start there, and I start going around just like so. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. And then I do that one first all the way around, and then I do the second row randomly around, going in the same direction to get the spiral that you see here. Okay, so when I start going up and I go the same direction, you can see what it's doing. It will keep going around in a circle. Alright, so you want to go all the way around with it, and the same thing with the brim of the hat. You want to go one direction at an angle. Alright, just like we do here, just at an angle. And I always start with the top, and then I do the bottom portion like this. And I'll show you, I'll be right back. I'll show you the last part of this, okay?